My next question will be for His Excellency Manuel Gonzalez Sanz, His Excellency the Minister was the Foreign Affairs Minister of Costa Rica from 2014 to 2018. And my question is regarding your experience in global diplomacy, notably, and how it can link into startups. So as a former foreign minister of Costa Rica, you have no doubt observed the turbulent state of international relations over the past year, which have been no doubt exaggerated and exacerbated by the COVID pandemic. How do you see this turbulent state of mind impacting on economic growth and notably on startups? And is there any way you can see us transforming these challenges into opportunities for future success?
Well, hello to everybody. I want to thank our chairman for the kind introduction and for putting this meeting in place and this committee. I want to thank all the committee members for participating in this meeting. Sorry if you hear me not very well, but I have a sore throat. And thank you, Kevin. Startups. I think about a very nice thing that happens in Costa Rica on a seasonal basis, and I hope that you come and see it with your eyes, which is the birth of the small turtles that run to the ocean, to survive. The eggs are outside, of course, the ocean, and when the turtles are born, they have to go by themselves. Very, very tiny little turtles. They have to go by themselves to the ocean in order to live. Well, I try to think about startups as those very small turtles that are subject to a lot of dangers and a lot of opposition, a lot of obstacles, with a lot of butchers, flying on top of them, trying to take them, trying to kill them, trying to eat them. And that's how I see startups and the difficulties that they face in today's world. Of course, the challenges were great before the pandemic, and now are even worse. Yes, if you take a positive approach, you will say, well, in all crises, there is an opportunity. Yes, for a few, not for all. I would like to introduce another concept or talk about another concept. I don't pretend to be the fourth pillar, no, but just to have it in mind, which is the geographic inclusion. Geographic inclusion is what does it mean? Well, it's not the same to be a startup in the United States than in a developing small country. The challenges are even greater. And even in Latin America, you cannot make general statements. For big countries like Mexico and Brazil, and a lot of countries in the middle, the obstacles and the problems are very, very different. Very different. And same replicates for other parts of the world. One of the aspects that we are taking advantage of in general for business, and this will help startups as well, is the concept of nearshoring, right? We are only 2 hours away from the United States, from Miami, and we have a good connectivity with the United States. So what we have seen during the pandemic is that a lot of companies from the US have come to establish themselves in Costa Rica, in particular in the manufacturing sectors and services, because of our proximity. Of course, this geographic thing didn't change with the pandemic, but is helping to boost the business locally and also from the United States because of its proximity. We have to think also about that phenomenon because, as Professor Singh mentioned, this has a correlation with the supply chains. And there is an opportunity, not just for big companies, but also for startups as well. The, the other problems that we are facing in this crisis is partnering up with the right people. As I made this example of the butchers on top of the turtles, there are a lot of opportunistics who are trying to steal ideas because they know that startups have difficulties with intellectual property protection. They are trying to take advantage of the lack of management knowledge by startups. They are trying to create unrealistic expectations for a lot of startups. Yes, we want these startups to be born, to get to the ocean and be free and develop themselves and grow as the turtles do. But the reality is that also government themselves are big obstacles for the developing of startups. I like very much the approach in Albania, as the minister explained, which is the protection of entrepreneurs before the eyes of the government. Because there is a lot of rhetoric talking about government promoting SMEs and trying to deregulate a lot of things, but in reality, it doesn't happen. It's a rhetoric that is not becoming practical or a reality in many jurisdictions. I don't want to sound negative. I just want to pose some polemic issues, or at least some realities. But unfortunately, the situation, of course, is not better today than it was a year ago. And unfortunately, the year 2021 is going to be a very tough, very, very difficult year for well, I would say for the world, but in particular for startups. There is no doubt. Thank you very much, Gary.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, and indeed.